Warning, the following video may contain spoilers about whatever stupid shit the evil professor is ranting about. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, class. So, been wondering, or I've been thinking, they recently cast, what was his name, Paul Rudd? Is that how you say it, evil wife?
Yes, I think so.
She says yes, and she knows better than I do about this kind of crap. Anyways, he was cast as Ant-Man in the upcoming Marvel movie. I'm guessing it's going to be Ant-Man?
Yes.
And of course, the internet's going to get pissed off about whether he's the right choice or not the right choice. And it's going to be a question of whether he's the irredeemable Ant-Man, who's someone I don't remember, or he's going to be Hank Pym, who is also known as Ant-Man, Yellow Jacket, I think Giant Man, and Wife Beater.
Oh!
So it's going to be interesting to see which one he's cast as. But more importantly than that, this movie is, well, more important to me, and I'm the only one who really matters. It's directed by Edgar Wright. I really like Edgar Wright. You may know his work. It's Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End, and Scott Pilgrim. And to me, Scott Pilgrim is the one that's really interesting there because it is a comic book adaptation of sorts, but it's not a superhero adaptation. So it's going to be very interesting to see how well he can do this superhero adaptation kind of thing. Because, I mean, Scott Pilgrim I thought was good. I thought the critics thought it was good. I don't know what the Rotten Tomato score is, and I don't care. But I thought it was all right. But it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with a comic book. Or not a comic book, but a superhero kind of comic book. Plus, what kind of enemy is Ant-Man going to fight? I have no idea if Ant-Man has a rogues gallery. If they'll grab some generic Avengers villain for him to fight. Like seriously, what's going on there? But if you haven't seen some of his stuff, you should check out, again, Scott Pilgrim and then the the Flavors Cornetto trilogy. Most recent one being The World's End, which was a very, very good movie. It came out, during this year? 2013? It's 2013 while I'm filming this. And it came out, I think, in the summer. And it's about a bunch of guys going on a pub crawl. And then it's a kind of a sci-fi invasion of robots kind of thing. But the robots are very interesting because they look like action figures. Which here we've got a walking zombie, the armored zombie from Walking Dead, given to me by one of my buddies. Grrr, arg. And I can't quite figure out what's up with this one. Besides the fact, I think this is a McFarlane Toys figure. So, again, decent sculpt. Very limited posability, which is the way these things tend to go. But what I can't figure out, so we can move the visor up, which is great. But it comes with the knife stuck under his chin. Can you see that? See? We can take that out. And it's covered in gore and shit. And then we can stick it back in. Well, let me tell you something. When you buy a zombie and it's got the knife sticking in its brain, really it should be packaged like this. You see that? See, it was standing. Now it's not anymore. So, I don't know what's up with that, but, I was going to buy a whole bunch of zombie figures for a while, and then I kind of got bored with that idea, so I don't anymore. But anyways, that's what my zombie figure is. Now, with Walking Dead, I guess I can rant a little bit about Walking Dead. If, at the time of this filming, the mid-season finale is over, I forget when that happened. I don't know if it was the December or November. It's close to the end of the year right now. But am I the only one who went, yay, we've covered this a couple times already? If you're just a fan of the show and not the comic books, I feel bad for you, but just the show, governor showed up at the prison and they got driven away and blah, 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 blah. And then, and then they had to go further from there. If you've read the comic books, you know the governor showed up with a tank, got his ass kicked, and then got shot by one of his own people. We've done it already. Quit it. So, what's going to be going on next is that it looks like all the little groups have split into smaller groups of people, and they're all off on separate adventures for a little while until they probably get to that walled city that, I don't know what issue we find that in the comic book. But there's a few new characters we're going to have to see. It's nice to know that Tyrese isn't dead, because I like him, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on with him. But they're going to kill more zombies. And we're going to get some of the groupings. Like, I think Rick is with Carl, and Tyrese is with those two insane, crazy little girls. And Durrell. Yeah, I know it's Daryl. I say Durrell because, Merle and Durrell rhyme. Durrell is with, oh, I can't remember her name. Elizabeth, who had the baby or something at one time? I don't know. At any rate, that's going to be interesting to see. But you know what you haven't seen Norman Reedus in? And if you haven't, you should be ashamed of yourself. It's Boondock Saints, which is at least 10 years old now. A very, very good movie. The sequel, was kind of crappy. But Boondock Saints was very good. And that's why I'm really hoping we're going to see Sean Patrick Flannery in that. In Walking Dead. Because they were brothers in Boondock Saints. And so I'd love to see Sean Patrick Flannery show up in Walking Dead. And it's really interesting because I think his name is spelled S-E-A-N. Why are there 3 different ways to spell Sean? I think there's only just 3. S-E-A-N, S-H-A-U-N, and then S-H-A-W-N. Right?
Something like that.
Something like that? Like really, what's up with that? I have a brother-in-law named Sean, and I think it's A-W-N.
Very good.
I remembered. Moron. Shut up. But with Shaun of the Dead, which is a very excellent movie directed by Edgar Wright, it's S-H-A-U-N. So it's very different. And Shaun of the Dead, as you know, is directed by the same guy who's doing Ant-Man, and they recently cast Paul Rudd, I believe. If I'm saying that name right. What was I talking about?